Good day to everybody. I'm running a little late today. It's it was raining this morning, and I just didn't feel like getting out of bed until a little while ago. And for a long time, I just laid there and just didn't really think about anything. Just laid there and enjoyed not having any kind of video playing, no kind of music in the background or nothing. But since then, I've gotten up a little while ago and actually took Ladybird for a walk today. She wanted to go. Since she's had the puppy, she hadn't really been, um, I've been able to let her outside off the cable and she'll go out and within 10 minutes she's back in here ready for the puppies and stuff. But today she wanted to go and I said, do you want to go walking? And we went, and that was a nice change for me because I hadn't really, I shouldn't just use the dog as the only reason I walk. I actually almost got out and went walking without her. But then when I asked her if she wanted to go, she perked up and wanted. So turned out I could walk her too, and I wasn't just going to walk by myself. But this is going to be a video from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. And by the way, I'm Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. This is Gray Cloudy Day, the channel. If you're new here, think about subscribing if you haven't. And, if you like the videos that I do, I don't know. I've been kind of down on myself a little bit today. Like what I did for a little bit, lay there and think about just some, like, what am I really doing and stuff with myself. And then when I just read this, I think it made me even think more about it. But Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff, number 94. Keep asking yourself what's really important. It's easy to get lost and overwhelmed in the chaos, responsibilities, and goals of life. Once overwhelmed, it's tempting to forget about and postpone that which is most near and dear to your heart. I found that it's helpful to keep asking myself what's really important. As part of my early morning routine, I take a few seconds to ask myself this question. Reminding myself of what's really important helps me keep my priorities straight. It reminds me that despite my multitudes of responsibilities, I have a choice of what is most important in my life and where I put my greatest amounts of energy. Being available for my wife and children, writing, practicing my inner work, and so forth. Despite the appearance of being overly simplistic, I have found this strategy to be immensely helpful in keeping me on track. When I take a few moments to remind myself of what's really important, I find that I'm more present moment oriented and less of a hurry, and that being right loses its appeal. Conversely, when I forget to remind myself of what's really important, I find that I can quickly lose sight of my priorities and once again get lost in my own busyness. I'll rush out the door, work late, lose my patience, skip my exercise, and do other things that are in conflict with the goals of my life. If you regularly take a minute to check in with yourself, to ask yourself what's really important, you may find that some of the choices you are making are in conflict with your own stated goals. This strategy can help you align your actions with your goals and encourage you to make more conscious, loving decisions. So I guess sort of when I started reading that earlier, right before I started recording, I read it to myself. Because I didn't even know, be honest, I hadn't completely decided if I was going to do a video or not yet today. And I was like, well, it's Friday. Don't Sweat the Small Stuff. At least if I get this one in here and up on the channel, if I don't do anything tomorrow or Sunday at all, then, at least I did stick to my routine. Most of the time, my routine is that during the week I'm reading from a particular book or something. At least that's at least one video out of the day, if not several. It depends on what's going on in my day and what I feel inspired to share, or if what's laid on my heart. But you know what's weird is I was reading this and it reflected back to I just started reading this book, Conscious Union with God, and it's by Joel S. Goldsmith as well. Um, I'm kind of following in order of what from one book that I read to the next, where he suggests because I'm find all the stuff that he ever wrote is pretty old, and so I'm having to research and find out titles of the books, and then try to find them. I try to just get them online used, and I'm really enjoying it. But I just started that yesterday, and then I'm like read some this morning, and it's basically I like how he's laying it out. Like this is telling you to get your mind right on what's most important, before you start your day. Well, that thing, Conscious Union with God, that book was stating about not trying to start your day until you've consciously aligned yourself with God, like, because that's about spirituality and connecting with God and stuff. But this is written from a more practical standpoint, but I see the coordination from reading one earlier to myself for my own personal study to coming to this one to read, and then deciding, well, let me go ahead and do this video. Because as I read it to myself, I was like, well, it's good advice for you, and you need to be thinking about what's important. Like, I feel like maybe I have somewhere along the line, and I think that's just part of the journey. Like for me, it happens this way sometimes. From time to time, I'll have really good bursts of just a lot of creativity, a lot of energy, a lot of real good soul connection, and then sometimes it'll level out. And it's because like things are not always going to be consistently on the up swing. It's not like you can consistently but I can find a place in my head through my relationship with my creator to possibly have some kind of peace even when some things are going awry and whatever, or what, because there are always there's going to be stresses in life, and I have to deal with that. It's just what's important are certain stresses not even worth letting some things you don't. I have to learn, and I am still learning at 50 years old to let some things go, because if I don't, it'll eat me up. But anyway, I haven't let anything talk me. Like now, I know a few weeks ago I did say there was something weighing heavy on me, and I almost thought about the way that I was going to handle it was drinking, and I'm glad I didn't. It would have not made the situation any different, and it wouldn't have changed whatever's going on in that situation. So, I'm very grateful that I've got another day behind me sober. Not counting this day, I'm counting yesterday because we're just halfway through this day. But so I'm a little over 2 months sober from alcohol. That is, I do still smoke a little marijuana. Matter of fact, yesterday I was puffing on one in the video, but that's not something that is usually common for me. But then I've also learned that I'm not going to stress as much. Like I don't really stress about it. I just kind of hit record and do me on camera, however it's going to come out, and that's how it is. I try to be as realistic as I can humanly possibly be in front of something recording, So until next time, this is Gray Cloud with a little bit on his brain, thinking about things, asking himself what is most important. And I do know what's most important in my life and what needs to be most important. I know when I'm not putting it first, a lot of other things don't line up right. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to continue to meditate a little on some things. I've got something cooking, and probably eat here in a little bit. I ate today, and just go from there. Whatever comes my way. I don't have any plans per se other than just reading, studying, and relaxing, I guess. It's a good day to do that since, it's not raining right now, but it's supposed to rain more. And I just babbled on. And, like I told you guys before, you're kind of like, this is kind of therapy for me sometimes. It's just putting on recording, just letting it come out the best way it can. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you're having a good day. It was don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all small stuff. And I got to remember that myself every day. What's most important? Hit the like, subscribe, whatever. Share to all the social media platforms that you may be on, even if it's just one. And the way the way I tell everybody I love you on this channel is at the end of every video, I will sign off and say, Gray Cloud, Sage of the Eternal Moment. Over and out. Ditto.